Henry Lake Campground is located in Michigan's Upper Peninsula on the very west side of the Upper Peninsula near the Wisconsin border to the south of Marinesco. It seems like quite a long drive on the two tracks to get out here to the Henry Lake Campground. As you can see, we're a little ways off the main road and it's all dirt roads to get here. Some of these dirt roads seem like they're little more than a two-track and just a big old sandy path, but once you get out here, it's absolutely worth it. I drove all the way out here in my little all-wheel drive Chevy Trax and I made it with absolutely no problem. Once you get here, there is a self-service pay station and you can see there's some envelopes down in there. The little flap was open, so I'm closing it so that we don't get any weather in there. And it's $13 a night to camp at one of these campsites. And again, I would say it's absolutely worth it. This is exactly what I picture in a rustic up north campground. The campsites themselves are nice and big. They're spaced out quite a ways apart from one another, and you'd have a really hard time hearing your neighbor in the campground, assuming that they don't have a noisy generator going. You can see this campsite here, number 2, was occupied by just one lone tent, and there is absolutely nothing else here. It's a nice quiet spot, and they were the only ones in the entire campground. Talk about a beautiful place to stay where you're not going to get disturbed by anybody. We're going to continue to walk through this nice quiet campground here, and you can see it's grown up quite a bit with small trees all around you. It'd be a beautiful spot to visit in the fall once the colors starts to change on all these trees. This is just campsite number 3. It's amazing how deep these campsites are, and some of them actually have a really nice view of the water. We're going to turn in here and take a look up in campsite number 4. You can see you're really nicely shaded here, up out of the wind. It's just a really nice spot. The sun's coming through beautifully. Every one of these campsites has a fire ring and a picnic table, and like I said, they're all just really remote and really quiet. And look at that beautiful view. If you were the only one at this campground, you'd have that view and absolutely no other noise anywhere around you. There's nothing for noise in the background. Continuing around the campground, another perk of this campground, you have a really nice outhouse system. While I didn't take the time to go into them or really get a good view of them, the outhouses are really nice and updated here and had absolutely no smell to them. This was campsite number 6, and that is the last campsite in the campground. And you can see there off to the side is a little garbage can. We don't have dumpsters here. We just have a little garbage can like that, which makes me feel like bear aren't a huge problem. But we're in the heat of the Michigan Upper Peninsula, and I can only imagine that bear walk through this campground probably quite a bit. Another awesome feature here to the campground is there is a boat launch that goes out into Henry Lake, and look at the beautiful lake and the beautiful sky. This is a popular bass and bluegill fishing lake. I'd imagine there's probably other species in there, but I'm not going to list off species without knowing the facts. I'm up here in mid-September and this color is just barely starting to change right here in this area, but again, it's an absolutely beautiful view up here. There's this really neat path that I'm going to walk. It almost looks like it was set up on a seawall. I'm going to follow it here and see what it leads to. And just a short hike up the path and we come to a really nice fishing dock. This is a great feature for people traveling way up here that don't have a boat, canoe, or kayak that they can put in the water. And look just how beautiful it is. Look just straight off in the distance. And it's all you can see is the beautiful clouds, the bright blue sky. There's absolutely no noise pollution up here. It's literally just pure Michigan at its finest, away from everything else around.